I wanted to talk to you guys today about a couple of stories that I found pretty interesting that deal with city hall, real estate, bomb back to block, and maybe a little corruption added to it. I'm not really sure if with this story I'm going to give you any tips on how to do certain things. I don't think there's even a aha moment in this video. I think I just want to state some facts and see what y'all think about it. And I'll put the links of the stories in the description box so y'all can check it out, read them both for yourself. So I won't go in too much detail on all the stories. I'm just going to hit on the pertinent facts that I think are in the story. The first one is about a company called Fraser Revitalization Incorporated and how they cleaned up a property in South Dallas on the corner of Hatcher and Syene in order to build an apartment complex and a 3,500 square foot market. Now, for those you don't know, in this part of town, I mean, it's the hood, low income housing, poor schools, little to no jobs, that type of neighborhood. Typical hood. Now, this Fraser company wants City Hall to support them in building this 78 unit apartment complex, but they're not getting any support from City Hall. And the question that they have the nerve to ask is why. Now, of the 78 units, 10 of them have to be rented at a market rate. But the city has told them that more units have to be rented at market rate. But Fraser Company wants this to be for low income housing residents. But the city wants them to increase that number from 10 to I don't know how many, but more than 10. But the company said if they do that, then they will lose their state tax credit. And then they have to find funding somewhere else from an outside source, and no one at this time will do that. So again, they asked the question why City Hall want to approve this, and I say it's pretty basic. I think they know the reason why. I think they just went on TV to try to get sympathy votes from people to get out there and help them protest or what have you. But the main thing is the area. This area of South Dallas, although it's hood, it's prime real estate. I mean, you got Fair Park sitting, Cotton Bowl sitting right there, slap dab in the middle of South Dallas. It's a hop, skip, and a jump from the freeway. Other side of the freeway, you got downtown, uptown, and in all these areas, these companies are building these expensive apartments and lofts around this area because they want to build up this area for sure because, like I said, it's prime real estate. And so I'm quite sure they know that the city does not want to put more low income residents in this area. In other words, they're just trying to move them out. But to help you understand a little bit more, let's put some numbers behind these words. Uh, let's say in South Dallas you buy a 3-bedroom apartment, maybe for the most $950. Not too far from South Dallas, you got Pleasant Grove and let's say like Bruton Oaks apartments. You can get a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment for around about $650. Now the market value for apartments in Dallas at this time, as of January 2007, for 1 bedroom is $1,035, and for 2 bedrooms is nearly $1,400. So what you're asking the city to approve is a plan that to where people that pay a difference of $4,000 to $5,000 in rent to live in the same complex, that's not going to happen. Matter of fact, the difference in rent probably would be more than that because the $1,400 for the 2 bedrooms. That's an average price. Now, when you get to prime real estate, you know it's going to go up by a few $100s a month. But this story is sad because you got a company trying to help out, the people in South Dallas to move in nice, decent homes, and they can't do it because the city won't approve it. Not to mention, originally the city told this company that to rent out or lease out 4 units at market rate, then came back and said, no, you got to lease out 10 units at market rate. So basically, I think the city is just trying to stall them out until they give up. And the city probably want to buy this property, end up buying this property from them and building up some nice condos. And because, see, like I said, they're trying to move out the low income people for this property. Which segues me into my other story that I saw about a guy named Jose Correa from Mexico. I'll put the link to his story too because I want you to read that. I'm not going to go into much detail with that. But the main points with him is that this guy, immigrant from Mexico, comes here and has bought up blocks and streets, in West Dallas with the promise of building houses for low income residents. Now this goes into my point of that I brought up in my earlier video about going to city hall or going to city council meetings and learning laws and understand how the law works so it can work for you, because that's supposed to be the purpose of laws, for it to work for the citizen. But anywho, this guy found out how to buy homes, found out that he could buy lots for $5,000 a lot from the city, as long as he promised to sell the homes that he builds for low income tenants. Now, he's been accused of selling homes to his family and friends, which if you talk to one person, they say he was not supposed to do. You talk to another person in City Hall, they say he can sell to whoever he want to, as long as they make less than $75,000 as a family unit. But either way, he still was able to do what he wanted to do or needed to do to get this done with little to no questions asked about his activities. So again, I'll put some numbers to this. They say he sold 7 lots for $120,000 a piece. So you're looking at $840,000 off the sales. Then remember, he bought the lots for $5,000, and I'm sure he probably didn't pay no more than $50,000 per lot for construction, just because he owned his own construction business. And as a Mexican, he probably can find some pretty good cheap labor. So he probably paid $385,000, to build these homes. So which means he's sitting on what, roughly almost $500,000 just by selling 7 lots. And records show that he bought 36 lots from the city, plus he bought a couple dozen lots from auctions. So this guy understands the law, understands the business, and had a plan and put it in motion. And he's not an American citizen or legal citizen. This guy has been arrested by the police numerous times, been accused of all kind of crimes. Like I say, read the article, you'll see all this information in there. It's pretty interesting. But like I said, this little video, audio, I really didn't have a whole lot to teach. I just wanted to hit y'all with a little information, kind of trying to show you what mind frame you need to be in when you get ready to participate in this, buy back the block movement that's going on in African American communities around the country. I guess I could just say, to get from this, you have one group who, trying to do it the right way, supposedly. But their biggest problem is they're afraid of losing tax money, which I can understand that. and they're trying to help out their people and probably make a little bit of money on the side. But the city's not having that. City does not want, more low income people in that area. We're trying to move them out, but then you got another guy, Mr. Cordera. He buying houses in West Dallas, buying plots, in West Dallas, and he's not worried about city tax money because he has the money to do what he wants to, bypassing the system. All they have to do is just sign off on him, and he takes care of everything he needs to take care of. I think the biggest thing you need to really get from it is, know your area, know the rental rates, know the housing rates, the mortgage rates in your area. Don't think you're going to go in there and just charge astronomical rents and mortgages, and don't think you're going to go in there and in some areas and think that you'll be able to just sell or rent to anybody, because the city just may have a different plan. But you'll know this if you stay on top of laws and meetings, because all this information has to be open to the public by law. So you have to know that areas have to be designated for certain types of, real estate, certain types of retail places, commercial or residential. It all has to be designated for certain uses. So definitely know that part. But finally, what this really shows me is that you definitely need to do for yourself and have to have your plans in place. You have to have your money, your backing in place, ready to roll. Because, like I said, the first group is waiting on the government to help them out, while this other man, he's doing it himself. And as long as he has money, nobody's saying anything. So stop waiting for the government to hand out reparation checks, and don't wait on Donald Trump to give money or sign an executive order for HBCUs. Just band together and do it yourself, and you'll have no problems. And that's all I have for right now. I want to thank y'all for listening. Like always, hit the subscribe button. I really want to know what you think about this. Tell me what your opinion is on it, how you feel about it, what you think shouldn't be done, what you can do. Like I said, repost it, share it. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media account you have, email it, text it to somebody, or what have you. Just get the word out, and let's grow this page so we can help grow the community. Until next time, peace.